But at 5, growing criticism tonight over the way Houston plans to spend $314 million in disaster recovery funds. The money would help victims of the derecho and Hurricane Beryl.
Yeah, the city's proposal includes using that money for backup generators and emergency response, but nothing for housing.
Stephen Goen is here now with reaction to the city's plan. And Stephen, some say it misses the mark.
Well, and Mia, that's right. And we heard that exact concern this morning in a community meeting on the issue when the federal government granted this money to Houston. Even those officials estimated there was $229 million needed for housing repairs and construction. However, the city says they want to spend that money in other ways. In this online forum, the message from Houston residents was clear when asked how they wanted $314 million to be spent in response to severe weather events last year.
We definitely need money for the housing.
The answer was housing repairs and reconstruction.
Channeling these funds toward housing development is really critical in terms of disaster recovery.
Those comments coming after the city introduced its plan for the federal grant money intended to help with recovery and future resiliency efforts. As of now, the city plans to allocate more than $150 million for backup generators at public facilities, $56 million on emergency vehicles, and more than $40 million on homeless services. The city also plans to set aside $32 million on new debris repositories.
We cannot overlook the city's own capacity to respond and recover effectively.
Today, while Mike Nichols, director of Houston's Housing and Community Development Department, acknowledged that housing remains a, quote, top priority, he further stated the funding cannot meet every need. He also pointed to previous disaster relief that has gone toward housing.
In fact, more than 80% of our previous federal allocation was dedicated to housing-related programs.
Meanwhile, council member Tiffany Thomas and advocates with nonprofit Texas Housers have questioned the city's plan. They're fighting for housing relief to be added to help residents in need. In your view, should these allocations be different?
Absolutely. Housing is a priority. That's what we've heard throughout every budget cycle. That's what we continue to hear after every disaster.
Now, we do still have a ways to go until this plan is finalized in several weeks. There will be 2 more virtual community meetings in the coming days. There's also a survey you can fill out to let the city know how you think this money should be spent. You'll find all of that on our website, khou.com. Len, Mia.